Hi, my name is Carol Hopkins. I am a Dare Extension Master Gardener volunteer. This section of plants that survive and thrive on the Outer Banks is about daffodils. There is some confusion about the proper name of these plants. Both daffodils and narcissus are correct. Narcissus is the botanical name, while daffodil is the common name. Jonquil is a specific kind of narcissus. Daffodils have long and slender stems, only one bloom per stem, and are less fragrant than the jonquils. True jonquils have a reed-like leaf and sweet-smelling flowers and usually have more than one bloom per stem. Also, jonquils have a yellow center, while daffodils can come in a variety of colors, from white to yellow, peach, and bicolor. Whatever they are called, they bring a smile to one's face when they start blooming in the spring. They perfume the air and add color in late winter and spring. Daffodils are bulbs that bloom in early to late spring. Normally you can plant your bulbs in September or late October, but here on the Outer Banks, because of our longer growing season, it's best to plant them around Thanksgiving or late December. They need time to develop a good root system and also to meet their cold requirement. It all depends on the soil temperature. It is usually best to wait until the soil temperature is below 60 degrees Fahrenheit. When picking out narcissus bulbs, size really does matter. The larger and healthier a bulb is, the better the blooms. Be sure the bulbs are solid, heavy, and without bruises or discoloration. If you buy bulbs before it's time to plant them, be sure to keep them in a cool, dry place. Anything above 70 degrees Fahrenheit may damage the flower inside the bulb. Daffodils are great for shrub borders, in perennial beds, and among ground covers. Plant them in groups of 3 to a dozen for maximum impact. They also work well in containers. The basic colors are yellow and white, but you can still find other shades, including orange, apricot, pink, cream, and even red. Then you have your double daffodils, where the cup is doubled, making the daffodil look more like a peony. Most types of daffodils reach 1 to 1.5 feet tall, but there are some dwarf varieties that will only reach about 6 inches. Daffodils like the full sun and will bloom below deciduous trees before they leaf out. They will also blossom in partial shade, but the blooms may be a little more delayed and smaller. They will grow in almost any type of soil, but it must be well drained. Daffodils should be planted 6 to 8 inches below the surface of the soil. Generally plant the bulbs 2.5 to 3 times as deep as the diameter of the bulb, taking in consideration a layer of mulch over it. Bulbs planted at shallower depths may experience a wide temperature shift we can get here in the winter on the Outer Banks. Mulching helps to protect them. Squirrels and other rodents usually leave daffodil bulbs alone. They can always be covered in chicken wire to prevent animals from digging them up. After you have enjoyed all of the beautiful daffodil flowers, remove the flower heads to prevent seed production, but leave the leaves. The leaves manufacture the food that is stored in the bulb for future flower production. The foliage should be left undisturbed until the leaves yellow and die naturally. Do not cut them back or tie them up. Plant annuals or perennials that will partially cover the drying leaves. If your daffodils have not been planted too close together, they will only need to be divided every 5 to 10 years, or when you notice that the flowering is reduced or flower size becomes smaller. Dig the bulbs up while the foliage is dying, or place a marker where the bulbs are after the foliage has died so you can locate the bulbs without damaging them. Shake off any loose soil and allow them to dry out on a shallow tray or sack to allow air movement. Remove any old dried skins and roots and offsets from the mother bulb. Do not pile them up because those on the bottom or in the middle may be ruined. Allow them to dry in a cool, dark place for a few weeks, checking on them periodically to remove any rot. They can then be stored in a shallow tray or a porous rack when planting time is the fall. The bulbs are hollowed out as a result of the grubs eating the soft tissue and will feel soft and spongy. The best control is to keep your daffodils healthy by maintaining a shallow mulch layer and fertilizing your bulbs. When dividing the daffodils, discard any bulbs that show signs of infestation. Aphids, tripes, and mites will go after almost any plant. Spraying with a strong stream of water regularly and using insecticidal soap or horticultural oil will help. You want to be sure not to harm the beneficial bugs that are their natural enemies. Bulb rots caused by fungal infections cause a lot of problems. To prevent this problem, make sure you plant high-quality bulbs free of any cuts or bruises. Plant in a well-drained soil to help the problem from developing. Do not over-fertilize the bulbs, especially with high nitrogen-containing fertilizer. Any diseased plant should be immediately destroyed to prevent the problem from spreading. There are many daffodil cultivars available in a wide range of types, colors, and prices. For success, choose the ones that will work in our Zone 8 area. Be sure they are healthy bulbs without cuts or bruises. Choose the right site to plant them. Daffodils require full sun, although they will bloom in part sun, and especially remember they require good drainage. Keep them healthy by allowing the leaves to yellow and die naturally and adding a light fertilizer in the fall or spring before they bloom. Narcissus or daffodils, however you want to call them, are great plants that survive and thrive and multiply on the Outer Banks. Do you have any questions? For further information, call Ask a Master Gardener at 473-4290 or email us at greenlineobx@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.